Leave Flynn up there. Flynn, bye. You look.
Flynn, I gotcha. I gotcha, Flynn.
Gotcha. Proud of you, Flynn. Oh, the moon! You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon. That's amazing.
Think space travel is just for rocket scientists and brave astronauts? Not anymore. Nowadays, it's the A-list crowd turning outer space into their newest playground. That's right, celebrities who normally stroll the red carpet in couture are now buckling into space capsules for a 10-minute ride above the atmosphere. It's less about exploration and more about chasing the ultimate out-of-this-world selfie. And let's be real, it's not like they're launching revolutions in science. The most groundbreaking thing they're doing post-launch is uploading another hashtag ad. But here's where it gets messy. When even your fellow celebs start roasting you, you know something's off. The recent all-female Blue Origin flight featuring Katy Perry, Gayle King, and others wasn't just met with public side-eye. People within the industry have started throwing shade, too.
I don't know if you've seen Katy Perry talk about it, but she's basically a guru now.
Yeah. What were her findings? That's my question.
Well,
what did she
brought a
learn?
Daisy, which is super important. It shows you how quick the flight was. The dead daisy that's like snipped from its life source was still alive or still vibrant.
Yeah, and it's
Look
always
at her. Shout out Daisy.
Wow.
Look at her nails. So pretty.
Amy Schumer couldn't resist tossing in a joke, pretending she'd been thrown onto the crew at the last second, pretty much calling out how staged the whole event felt. And Martha Stewart? She didn't hold back either. She hit them with a classic throwback of her own zero-gravity experience, cheekily captioned with a Katy Perry lyric. That was a full-on savage move. When people from your own circle, who know exactly how the celebrity game works, start mocking the show, it's more than just online snark. It's a big red flag that this entire space gimmick completely missed the mark. And speaking of drama, Gayle King wasn't having it. According to her, don't you dare call it a ride. It was a journey. Say the word ride, and she might just snap. She took to social media in full dramatic fashion, going off on anyone who tried to downplay her 10-minute zero-gravity moment. But she didn't stop there. She turned it into an inspirational monologue about empowering women and girls. Really? Because floating around in a capsule for a few minutes and landing back safely doesn't exactly scream historic achievement. Let's be honest for a moment. What even qualifies someone as an astronaut now? Is it the years of training, the dangerous missions, and contributions to science? Or is it just being wealthy enough to buy a golden ticket, snap a selfie, and call yourself a space pioneer? The line has seriously blurred, and the public's reaction to these cosmic influencers? Pure comedy. No one's inspired, they're laughing, and hard. The ego levels from these space tourists are literally reaching the stratosphere. Anytime someone questions them, the defense is instant. You're just sexist. That's the kind of delusional energy floating around up there. Meanwhile, real astronauts are out here grinding on missions that matter, while these celebrities are too busy striking poses mid-orbit, flashing peace signs, and looking deep into the camera like they're in a futuristic music video. If you didn't know better, you'd think they were saving the world, not enjoying a luxury float in a billionaire's plaything. And then there's Lauren Sanchez, turning her quick zero-gravity spin into a full-blown girl power promo like she's reading lines from a commercial. The self-importance? Next level. While Earth spins below, they're acting like their 10-minute joyride is rewriting history. Let's be real. She's only on that rocket because she's Jeff Bezos' girlfriend. And of course, the internet ate it up. Social media turned into a roast fest with critics dragging these so-called astronauts non-stop. The memes were savage, with people joking the only thing actually in orbit was their egos. And the internet didn't let up. Not for a second.
And then they come down.
Let's not minimize this.
No, I know. It's a big deal.
Let's celebrate female astronauts.
And because they were
did it.
united.
Because a lot of men astronauts, they have to go to school.
Right.
They have to learn how to be a pilot first. Then they have to join the Air Force or the Navy. And then they get appointed by NASA.
That's right.
And then they go to space. You know?
And there has been, that's the other thing, there has been female astronauts.
Let's not minimize.
But here's where it really gets wild. They didn't laugh it off. Nope. They got defensive real quick. Instead of taking the jokes and criticism in stride, they clapped back, acting like the public isn't allowed to comment unless they've personally blasted off into orbit too. And now they're trying to frame this whole thing as groundbreaking, saying future generations of women will look back on it as a pivotal moment in history. Come on, floating in zero gravity for 10 minutes doesn't make you a trailblazer. It just means you had the cash or the connections. These days, if you've got a fat wallet or know the right people, space isn't about discovery anymore. It's about who can stage the most dramatic PR stunt. Forget expanding human knowledge. It's all about snapping that flawless selfie while spinning above the stratosphere. What's next? A celebrity moon race to see who looks the most inspired in a spacesuit? Neil Armstrong took one giant leap, and now we're imagining Katy Perry as the first diva on the moon. At this point, space travel's just another item on the celebrity bucket list. Wedged between luxury island getaways and Met Gala appearances, they're not chasing science, they're chasing likes. First, they're shedding tears over how emotional the trip was, and then they're on late-night TV glamorized to perfection, talking about how life-changing the view was from orbit. Let's be real, half of them probably couldn't explain how a rocket even works. Gone are the days of NASA secrecy and technical breakthroughs. Now it's influencer-style countdowns, glittery flight suits, and hashtags that sound like brand deals. This isn't a mission. It's a photo shoot with better lighting and more oxygen tanks. Space used to stand for something. Exploration, sacrifice, scientific progress. Now, it's just part of a curated Instagram feed. Each launch is followed by press kits, sponsorships, and media rollouts. You're not launching into the unknown. You're starring in your own luxury commercial. And suddenly, if you haven't posted from space, are you even relevant? But let's not pretend all of this is harmless fun. These joyrides cost millions, while regular people are out here struggling to cover basic necessities. Celebrities are launching themselves into orbit for closure or emotional clarity. One even said the stars made her cry. Well, maybe that's just the sound of your bank account disintegrating mid-launch. The distance between Earth and orbit isn't nearly as big as the one between these celebrities and reality. It's tone-deaf on an astronomical scale. Meanwhile, real astronauts? They're tucked away in training facilities, studying physics, running emergency drills, and preparing for months, sometimes years, for a single shot at space. But now, one VIP invitation and a few glossy PR pics later, and boom. Someone's getting called an astronaut just because they crossed the 62-mile mark and posted about it. It's like handing someone a chef's hat for microwaving popcorn. The line between trained professionals and rich tourists, it's gone. And nobody's even pretending otherwise anymore.
Katy!
Remember when staring up at the stars sparked imagination and wonder? Now, it's just a front row seat to celebrities trying to outshine each other with their next out-of-this-world flex. The space race used to be about nations pushing human limits. Now, it's billionaires and pop stars battling it out to see who can go viral in a spacesuit. And somehow, we're all supposed to act like this is inspirational. Spoiler alert, it's not progress. It's just the ultra-wealthy turning outer space into their personal VIP lounge. And just when you think it couldn't get more ridiculous, here come the rumors of zero-gravity reality shows. Yep, producers are pitching orbiting dating shows, influencer challenges in space, and who knows what else. We went from Apollo 11 to Keeping Up with the Cosmos. This isn't about science anymore. It's premium content for your streaming queue, and if you think that's the peak of it, think again. Space is quickly becoming the next Hollywood backdrop. Celebs are ready for their close-up, and of course, they're bringing the merch. We're talking limited edition jackets, mugs, NFTs, and full-on capsule collections, dropping right after touchdown. Some of these so-called space pioneers are cashing in before they've even made it back to Earth. Imagine landing and heading straight to a press event, gushing about your life-altering orbit while plugging a Mars-inspired hoodie line. It's not just a launch, it's a launch and a product drop. Capitalism? It just left the stratosphere. And fans? They're split. Some are absolutely eating it up, calling it the dawn of a new era. Others? They're roasting it to the moon and back. Memes are everywhere, comparing these trips to overpriced carnival rides and labeling the participants as ego-fueled space tourists. And honestly, how do you not laugh when someone tears up in zero gravity, only to launch a perfume campaign 2 days later? Yep, space clout is real now, and it's spiraling out of control. You'd think with all the backlash they'd chill a little, but nope. Instead, they're doubling down. Mini documentaries, press junkets, even TED Talks about their brief trip above the atmosphere. One even went as far as comparing their 10-minute ride to giving birth. Not even kidding. Meanwhile, the real heroes, the scientists who've spent decades unlocking the secrets of space, can barely get a headline. But if you manage to look flawless in orbit while shedding a dramatic tear, that's all it takes to go viral in 2025. And don't be fooled, this circus is just getting started. More celebs are lining up, and soon we'll be seeing fully booked space retreats and exclusive orbiting VIP lounges. Rumor has it a luxury hotel is already in the works, floating above Earth with 6-figure reservations. Space isn't about exploration anymore. It's the latest hotspot for the rich and famous. Genuine missions, they're being drowned out by glitter and filters. And word on the street is that agencies are now scouting celebs not for their qualifications, but for their influence potential in space. If you can float on camera and cry on cue, you're good to go. Forget training. Just bring followers and drama. The stage is set. The galaxy's open. And if you're not promoting a product mid-launch or teasing your next album from orbit, are you even doing it right? Back here on Earth, though, people are waking up. More and more voices are calling this what it really is: a high-gloss distraction from real problems. Climate change, poverty. Nah, let's talk about which celeb rocked the cutest helmet in space. The disconnect is huge, and folks are getting tired of pretending that billionaire space selfies count as progress. If anything, it proves one thing loud and clear. When you've got enough money, not even the sky is the limit.
Like, what did they do during their 2 days? Okay, here they are. Their tasks, they spent the past 2 days at facilities for Blue Origin going over preparations, according to Blue Origin's Ariane Cornell. Their tasks included practicing how to get into and out of the New Shepard capsule. You go in, and then you go out. Oh, once again, ladies. Okay. The group also practiced how to put on and take off their seatbelts.
So what's next? A TikTok dance-off on the moon? A celebrity roast from the International Space Station? At this rate, nothing sounds too far-fetched. The final frontier isn't about discovery anymore, it's just another stage for the fame game. And now that it's been hijacked by influencers and PR teams, there's no going back. What once stood as a symbol of human innovation has been reduced to a backdrop for brand deals and viral content. If this is what exploration looks like now, it's less about science and more like a runway photo shoot with a cosmic theme. And guess who's lining up next? Reality stars and internet influencers. Yep, the same folks who built empires on drama are now setting their sights on low orbit. Ring lights packed, glam squads in tow. Imagine a zero-gravity confessional cam. It's just been so emotional up here. All while reapplying lip gloss mid-float. What used to be a dream reserved for brilliant scientists has now become the latest venue for viral fame. And if the Kardashians announce a space-themed special next year, don't act shocked. But here's where it gets really wild. Some of these space-hopping celebs are now chiming in on space policy. People with no scientific experience are suddenly dropping takes like they're advising NASA. One even claimed space should be used as therapy to heal emotional trauma. Seriously? Meanwhile, real scientists, people who've dedicated their lives to this field, are hustling for grant money while celebs hold press conferences about their 600-second space ride. It's giving full-on delusion. If this is what the future of space travel looks like, maybe we should launch a little common sense on the next rocket. So let's just keep it real. Don't go claiming you're breaking barriers for womankind when all you did was book a luxury seat on a billionaire's space cruise. That wasn't a groundbreaking mission. It was a high-altitude flex. All that talk about inspiring the next generation, please. You spent 10 minutes floating and spent the next 10 days talking about how transformational it was, like you just cured a disease. Meanwhile, most of us are back here just trying to afford groceries. Empowerment? Sure, if you've got a black card. If you vibed with this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your crew, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Catch you in the next one.